Hi everybody and welcome back to my backyard once again. Today we're gonna check out the Sub250 Oasisfly25 with the O4 PRO system. This is the updated version with the new camera, and actually I have tested yesterday the Oasisfly 30 and I was very impressed with it, so I moved all the electronics into the 25 and today we're gonna check out if it's as good as the 30, since they came out basically together. The unboxing is gonna be the same as the 3-inch version. You only get 2.5 inches propellers, and actually the differences between these two drones are propellers and arms. On the 3-inch are 5mm longer, and that's it. Everything else is the same, and this means you can actually swap the arms and get a 3-inch drone or a 2.5-inch drone. I suggest, if you wanna do this, start with the 30 because you have longer motor wires. If you start with the 25 and you wanna go to the 30, you actually need to solder extensions to reach the flight controller. This drone weighs 170 grams, which is a little bit on the heavy side in my opinion. It's a couple grams lighter than the 3-inch version, and if you use the recommended battery from Sub250, you're gonna be at around 242 grams. You can remove the side panels made of 3D printed plastic and you lose about 8 grams, which is not that bad. If you use a bigger battery, you're gonna be over 250 grams. For example, this one from CNHL is 270. The weight is kind of justified by the build, because in the front you have a very big aluminum canopy with soft mounts for the camera. We probably are not gonna have jello. The arms and the two bottom plates are all 2.5mm thick, and the top plate is 2mm thick. All of the plastics are 3D printed. The propellers they use are HQ 2.5 by 2.5 by 3, but actually I ran out of them, so I have to use this a little bit more bullnose HQ P63 by 3. They're gonna be a little bit more angry, but these motors probably can take it. Of course, my performance of the drone is not gonna be the stock one, so I apologize for that. The motors are very notchy, 1404 4500 kV from Sub250, and the flight controller is an A3 with 45 amps ESCs. And finally, it's time to fly. I'm gonna use first the 720 mAh 4S HV from Sub250, and then I'm gonna use this 850 mAh 4S regular voltage from CNHL. These batteries have been sent to me, but I have yet to try them, so let's see how they perform, because they have a very good value for price ratio. And if you're interested about them, check the links in the description because you also get a discount. And the drone has been upgraded with a very sticky pad for the batteries. Look, it's seriously hard to pull it out. Actually, once you start using it, loses its grip, but just wash it and it becomes this grippy again. And this is actually my first time arming it, so with these propellers it doesn't make a lot of noise, it feels very airy. You can see the throttle percentage is around 20, no actually 25 to hover. Again, these are not the recommended propellers, so the test is gonna be quite invalid, but it looks like, wow, works very, very good. I don't have the warnings, I feel like, but it doesn't seem to have any kind of jello whatsoever. Now, I remember the O3 version, and with the proper propellers it seemed to be a little bit faster. Maybe these propellers are a little bit more bullnose and they cannot spin as fast as the regular ones, but it feels perfect. I tested a few days ago, and the review has been out yesterday, the Oasisfly 30, and that drone, it impressed me because I remember it being good, but I don't know, the O4 version somehow was better than the O3. Maybe they changed the tuning a little bit, maybe the frame is slightly different, we have taller standoffs, I don't know what changed, but it seems to be quite efficient. This one doesn't feel crazy different from that one. And I remembered the difference being the 25 version, this one I'm flying on the O3, was a lot more zippier, a lot faster to accelerate, and I felt kind of less in control. It was less efficient as well. And usually all drones are sub 250, the bigger propellers you get, the more they are gonna be tame, efficient and silent. But they are gonna be also tamer, so you have, you see, less push. Okay, no, I have the warnings. The motors are quite low kV for 2.5 inches propellers, so this drone may be even efficient. I don't know, the 3-inch seemed, I don't know why my heart says the 3-inch is slightly better. They are similar in weight, everything. This one has just slightly smaller propellers, and I feel like it's a benefit to have bigger propellers in most cases. But it's flying totally well, and again, I'm not using even the recommended propellers. I don't know if it's zippier, this one. Of course, the tuning is gonna be even off from the... I mean, I'm using different propellers, but it's very smooth, only the recovery seems a little bit wobbly, but if it worked like this with the original propellers, I wouldn't complain. So the fact that it's flying very good with these ones is great. Okay, we are starting to get a low battery, 4 minutes, which I believe is kind of the same time we did with the 3-inch version. Maybe the 3-inch version even got 4 minutes and 40. So yes. So this one is less efficient. And now let's fly again with the 850 milliamps. Okay, it flies very similar to before. We are only like 20 grams heavier. And I am very torn between these and the 30 because the differences are minimal between these two drones. It's maybe a little bit noisier now with this battery. And it has more wobbles. Of course, the tuning can do so much with the not stock propellers. I mean, these propellers, I got them from the Oasisfly from Sub 250, so still it's, I wanna say it's tuned for that, but oh wow, I dodged those trees like crazy. So maybe this drone is a little bit nimbler, a little bit faster to execute turns. Of course, it has a slightly shorter frame, and it can turn faster. I don't know if it's good or bad because the 3-inch is totally fast, it's no problem. So I probably feel like I can control the 3-inch version better. And usually I would recommend going for the bigger props anyway, so probably my mind is made. It's, I mean, you don't get many benefit by downsizing because the weight is the same, and I feel like 170 grams on a 3-inch are much better than 170 grams on a 2.5 inches, if it makes sense. Wind resistance is gonna be probably better with the other one. Like, this is only accelerating faster if you get the stock propellers and slightly nimbler. Which I don't know if it's a pro or a con again, because it's gonna be slightly harder to maneuver. I mean, the differences are minimal, so don't worry about it. It's just I need to find differences, because probably if you give me this drone blindly without telling me which one is it, I am gonna have a hard time understanding. Maybe by the noise. Also the noise, the 3-inch is less noisy, so you have that. Now that I have flown them, I can probably tell you this one is the 2.5 inches by the way it turns. This is the battery from CNHL, and it's already depleting, so it's 70 C, it's not 100 C, but C rating is kind of bogus sometimes. Of course, you have diminishing returns with the extra weight, and especially on these smaller, angrier propellers, it makes sense. But I don't know, I am navigating these trees quite fine, I feel like. But again, the 3-inch worked a little bit better with the bigger battery. You can do more long range, so I don't know, probably go with that. And the battery is kind of depleted. I feel the drone is sagging a little bit. Probably we can, no, we have to land. I'm destroying the battery, which is new. In the description you will find the review I did on the O3 version with the right propellers, and that drone was a rocket, so make sure you use the right propellers. I'm sorry today I didn't have those because I crashed too many times, but still it flew pretty good, pretty smooth, and if you get this drone you're gonna be very satisfied with it. If I have to choose a drone between the 25 and the 30, the differences are slight. This one is gonna have slightly more acceleration, slightly more nimbleness when you fly. So it's gonna be maybe more fun, but this one, I believe, since they have mostly the same weight, is gonna be the more mindful choice because you have more efficiency, less noise, it's tamer, it's more stable, it still can freestyle pretty good. So my mind says the 30 is better again. And still, if you are curious, you can get the arms and the propellers and swap them, so you can try the 25 as well. And that's all for today. As always, remember to like, subscribe and comment on this video. Let me know what you think about this drone and what do you think about my recommendation. And if you want to buy something, check out the links in the description below. Clicking on them, you help my channel a lot, and also you will find discounts. So stay safe and happy flying. Bye!